Hello and welcome back to Auto Social UK. In the last few weeks, the government have announced that they'd like to bring forward the deadline to make all electric cars by 2030. And this came in the same week that Jaguar Land Rover said that they'd like to be all electric by 2025. And then in the coming weeks, Citroen's first all electric car arrived, the Citroen C4 Electric. If you like new car reviews and this is the first time that you're finding one of my videos, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's get into it. Developed by the PSA Group, the E-C4 shares the same platform as the Peugeot E2008 and the DS3 Crossback E-Tense. It comes with a bold new design that's just almost unrecognisable compared to the slightly, dare I say it without offending anyone, ugly cactus that it replaces. The Citroen C4 and the Citroen E-C4 both look very similar. The main way that you can tell that this is the electric model is by the dark blue parts around the fog lights. It now showcases the brand's all-new LED vision headlights, which have this kind of square-like cluster, which almost look a lot like the ones that you'll find on the Porsche Taycan. It now has a new front grille that slightly curves inwards, which looks like we're going to see it showcased across the rest of the Citroen models. All versions of the C4 actually come standard with 18-inch alloy wheels. The whole car rides a lot higher, even higher than the Citroen C4 Cactus, but Citroen claim that it's still not an SUV, more of a higher riding hatchback to compete with the Nissan Leaf and also the Volkswagen ID3. As you can see, there is a completely new body style which is much more coupe-like. On these higher spec models, you have dark rear tinted windows which flow to the back of the car. Now, love them or hate them, Citroen are quite well known for their air bumps, and they are still featured on the C4, but they're now much smaller and subtle than they were before. Again, you know this is the electric model by the slight flashes of blue. It comes in 7 different colours, and this is my absolute favourite. This metallic blue colour is called Iceland Blue. To the back of the car is where things really have changed. It's now much more modern and aggressive looking. You've got a really nice gloss black spoiler which flows onto the gloss black tailgate. You've also got these really nice slicing rear lights. Now, I'm not always a fan of fake styling, but these curved air intakes on the front and rear of the car actually give the whole design a much more interesting style. The boot measures in at 380 litres and just 5 litres off of the Volkswagen ID3s. Unlike the electric Corsa, the C4 also has some underfloor storage, so there is somewhere to pop your charging cables. Citroen is keen for the E-C4 to be a viable family car option, so particular attention has been paid to the interior and to the practicality. Space in the rear needs to be good if it's going to work as a practical family car, and luckily it gets a big thumbs up from me. Despite the sloping roofline, I've still got plenty of headroom. Plus, knee room is some of the best in its class, thanks to these well-designed front seats. You're probably not going to want to carry tall people for too long in the middle, because you do have a slightly raised middle part here. Everything is really comfortable in the back here though. I've got 2 USB ports, one USB and again one USB, and the ISOFIX fitments actually fitted behind zips, which makes cleaning really easy. The interior of both the C4 and the E-C4 is really good. It's a distinct step up from the cars that it replaces. You've got a really nice mix of materials used, like the leather across the armrest and the steering wheel, through to the gloss black on the centre console, and then these little flourishes of chrome detailing around the air vents. The Citroen C4 showcases the brand's all-new infotainment system. This is a 10-inch touchscreen and everything's laid out really logically. It's easy to find your way around. You've also got a physical home button and physical car settings, as well as a physical dial for your volume, which is really nice. The only thing I hate about this volume, but this is definitely being picky, is that as you turn it, the little dial goes upside down. That's just so annoying. You've actually got some physical climate control dials, which is really nice to see. These have been removed from a lot of the PSA Group and they were actually on the screen in the old Citroen C4, so it's really nice to see the brand go back to some physical dials. As well as the 10-inch touchscreen, you also get a digital instrument cluster, which if you can see is lit from behind, so at night this is going to give it a really nice effect. On top of these two screens, as standard might I add, everything but the bottom spec model gets heads-up display. How cool is that? There are 3 trim levels: Sense, Shine and Shine Plus. Sense brings LED headlights, a heads-up display, dual zone climate control and a 10-inch infotainment system with sat-nav and reversing camera. The Shine model that I'm driving today is £1,000 more and gives you some extra goodies. As well as the rear view camera, you get parking sensors, a heated steering wheel, automatic high beam, and you also get keyless entry and start. The top of the range Shine Plus give you extra goodies like full leather heated seats which are electrically adjusted. You also get wireless smartphone charging and an upgraded premium sound system. All of these things are nice to have, but they're perhaps a little more luxury than essential. All versions of the Citroen C4 come standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is really handy because I use this all the time. Now in the front here you've got a USB and a USB-C charging port, which are the new types of chargers, so it's nice to have the option of the two. However, when I first drove this car I couldn't get Apple CarPlay to work, and that's because I was using the USB. And you will need to use the USB-C if you want to get the Apple CarPlay working. Now a huge shout out to Tech in the Car, he's another small YouTuber, I'll link his channel, as he's the one that showed me this is how you get it to work. As with all French cars, the glove box is relatively small to make way for the fuse box, but you've got a couple of extra drawers here. The first one is actually to hold an iPad. Now you do have to pay extra to be able to get the iPad holder, but you've got a drawer here to hold your iPad, or of course if you didn't want to have one of those you can put other things in there. And then the next one up here is the iPad holder. Now you might be wondering, but when would I ever use this unless I had children? Well, I'll show you later what you can use it for. Citroen has set the E-C4 apart from its Peugeot and DS siblings in appearance, but underneath it uses the same 50 kilowatt battery and 134 brake horsepower electric motor as those cars. The result is a 0 to 62 time of 9.7 seconds, a 93 mph top speed and a 217 mile range on a charge. The E-C4 definitely has a cloud-like drive. It really is super comfortable, and Citroen put that down to their progressive hydraulic cushions that they have on each axle, and this soaks up all of the bumps in the roads. Paired together with their advanced comfort seats, the whole thing is just quite luxurious. The car rides and handles as you'd expect a car to that really prioritises comfort over power. It is a little bit bellowy and there's quite a lot of play in the steering wheel, so it's not particularly sharp. There is a sport button which will improve this slightly and make the whole ride feel just slightly more kind of connected. But overall, this is a car that you buy because you want to have ease of drive, not excitement. And I keep going on about how this car is built for kind of comfort over power, but if you've not driven an electric car before, then you're probably going to be mildly impressed with the power. After all, it has got that instant electric kind of boost, which 0 to 30 will feel quite rapid. All levels of the Citroen E-C4 get quite a lot of safety equipment as standard. They all come with lane assist, emergency city braking, and also some speed limit information. If you step up to this model, which is the mid-range Shine, you then get your blind spot monitoring and a more advanced AEB system which will detect cyclists. I know it's an electric car and they are characteristically quiet, but the Citroen C4 is eerily quiet out on the road. As well as concentrating on comfort, they also wanted to make the whole drive just really enjoyable. And they've done that by soundproofing the cabin really well. Even when you get up to higher speeds, it's super quiet. For home charging, a Type 2 charger is included as standard, and using a 7.4 kilowatt home box or public charger, it will get you from 0 to 100% in around 7 hours and 30 minutes. From launch, all customers will be offered a PodPoint Solo Smart Charger for free. The PSA Group have had mixed reactions to their range capabilities of their cars. Realistically, you're going to want to deduct around 40 miles off of that claimed 217. It has been proven that on a nice day when you're not using any of the air conditioning or the heating, that you can actually get really close to that claimed range. But on a colder day when you want to have some of your amenities on, this is going to fall considerably. The E-C4 does actually support 100 kilowatt charging, which, okay, they're not that readily available, but actually for us that live in Braintree, we have an electric forecourt with quite a few 100 kilowatt chargers. So I'm stopping off here now to show you just how easy it is to get from 0 to 100%, and perhaps I'll show you where that iPad comes in handy. So I'm at GridServe in Braintree and I'm plugged into the 100 kilowatt charger, and actually a full charge should take me under 20 minutes. I've got my coffee secured. This is where the iPad comes in handy. So Citroen paid attention to how Tesla owners like to watch films and different things in their cars whilst their car charged. And they thought, what can we do which doesn't include another screen? And that was the addition of an iPad holder. So as I'm sitting at the forecourt waiting for my car to charge, I can have my coffee and I can catch up on some emails and watch some YouTube. Pricing for the E-C4, including the deduction of the current £3,000 plug-in car grant that you get from the government, starts at around £29,000 up to £31,500 for the top spec model. Yes, okay, electric cars do still sound quite expensive, but all things considered, with the level of specification you get and the extra space that you get in the E-C4, it's actually priced very similar to some other brands' smaller hatchbacks. So is the E-C4 good enough to take on the Volkswagen ID3? Well, it's all going to depend what you want from your drive of a car. If you want to feel connected to the car, then perhaps the ID3 is just going to tip it. But if you want comfort and you want a car that you can enjoy, that's going to be practical and have plenty of equipment as standard, then yeah, I think the E-C4 could really give that car a run for its money. So, what do you think of the all-new Citroen C4? I think it offers great value for money and it's a huge improvement on the car that it replaces. If you want a great deal on an all-new Citroen E-C4, then make sure you click the link in the description box and I'll make sure that you get the best possible deal. Thank you so much for Quest Motor Group for lending me the E-C4 for the day. If you don't already follow them on social media, then make sure you do that. I'll pop that in the description box as well. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a massive thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that now. Until next time, bye.